Tell us what he said.
I don't remember.
He said,
Don and the King.
that's what the fish I do.
LeBron and Luka combined for 70. Luka Doncic, please move him up in the MVP conversation. He was 1 rebound shy of another 40-point triple-double. LeBron, one of the great games, 13 of 14, 2 for 2 from 3, the 5 rebounds for 30. Here he is with Mike Trudell in the media.
All right, LeBron, the last time you went 13 for 14 from the field was in 2013, a game against Charlotte. I don't know if you remember the specific game, but to do it in the way that you did it tonight, a lot of it in the paint, a lot of it on drives, a lot of dunks. Like, what does that kind of say about where you've been able to sustain this level?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool to be able to still play at this level, you know, at this juncture in my career. So to go out there and help the team, you know, win a ball game and a tight ball game is pretty cool.
Crunch time has been a strength of your guys all season long. Tonight, certainly no different. What did you make of what you were able to do, and then also specifically kind of Luka breaking down the defense?
Yeah, we was able to lock down defensively in the fourth. Obviously, we entered the fourth down 3, I believe, and only gave up 24 points, I think, in the fourth. And we was able to clean glass. We didn't give up too many offensive rebounds, and then we scored. We scored, and we didn't turn the ball over. You know, versus a team like this who, you know, super athletic. You know, they hold and grab and very physical. So, and 9 times out of 10, if you turn the ball over them, it's a pick 6. So we did a great job of not doing that in the fourth.
Gazillion dunks tonight. How you really feeling, man? I mean, really feeling right now.
Oh, right. I mean, right now. Look at me right now. Right now, I feel like shit. Right now, but in the game, I felt pretty good. Before the game, I didn't feel that great. I mean, I was yawning and tired and telling myself, I was literally just like talking to myself, like, come on, here we go. Let's figure it out. Let's get through it. So, but I felt pretty good in the game, and like I said, I'm happy I'm able to make a few plays to help our team win.
Where did you find energy from? What division?
I mean, if I'm in uniform, I got to try to see what I can give, and that's where it stemmed from.
Kevin said the other night on Monday it felt like a Lakers home game here. Did you feel that similarly tonight? How would you assess the crowd?
Nah, we felt like we was on the road. I mean, obviously we made some big plays, and we had some fans in the stands, and we always love when Laker faithful, you know, travel with us, or, you know, or in the same city. But it felt like a road game, and we had our road mentality tonight.
Playoff vibes tonight?
Yeah, it felt like that.
LeBron, J.J. Redick said that seeing you do what you're doing at your age, when y'all are the same age, makes him feel like a loser. What do you think about him saying that?
Nah, he's shit. If he's a loser, we're all in deep shit. You know, but you know, it's great to be able, like I said, to you know, go out there and you know, the coaching staff gave us a great game plan. And then it's up to us to go out and try to execute it. And it starts with AR, it starts with Luka. And we all just try to filter, you know, do what we need to do to try to help all that, you know, come into fruition and into a win. So we've been playing some good ball of late, and we got to continue that.
LeBron James. You gonna do a little access?
We got to do a better job of boxing out, like actually physically boxing out, and not just looking at a guy and then turning and looking at the ball. We've got to have some contact, and you know, that hurt us. You know, we still won scoring opportunity by 7, I think, because we did such a good job of forcing them into turnovers. You know, I thought offensively, when we used our throw-aheads, we got some really good stuff in transition, missed some threes in transition. Overall, we were, you know, 16 points under expected from 3. So there was segments of the game where I didn't love what we did offensively, but you know, that's the nature of playing this team. They're going to muck things up.
You mentioned the defensive number when he's on ball being very good. Why do you think that is? Like, what's he doing, and what are you guys doing behind him in those situations to succeed there?
He's doing a good job of containment. You know, with all our guys, we emphasize our shifts and what those shifts look like in terms of presentation to the guy that is handling the basketball, and it's something that we've emphasized, you know, since day one, since I took this job. It's not the shifts that I were taught off ball. It's probably, you know, it's not the most traditional thing. So, you know, it's not just Luka. It's all our guys. When you're in ISO, there's a there's a requirement for what you're supposed to do off ball. We do special coverages on the side when it's empty side and there's no one else over there with star players. I think he's done a nice job of, in terms of how we teach it, he's done a nice job of executing. I mean, he's a basketball savant, and people think he's a basketball savant on the offensive side. He is on the defensive side.
You're part of their success, forcing the Rockets into 7 turnovers, holding Houston to 25% from the field. On the season, the Lakers hold a plus 1.5 fourth quarter point differential, which is the 4th highest in the NBA. Now, we don't have to emphasize the importance of defense in the fourth. We know that. Rob, we'll start with you. What have you seen, though, over the course of the season for the Lakers that allows them to lock down in that final frame?
They're the clutch team in the fourth quarter. I think when you got veteran teams and they get to that fourth quarter, they understand, like, this is crunch time, this is go time, and you look around, everybody antennas pick him. I think it has a lot to do with Marcus Smart. He's one of the guys that's like the catalyst to this team. And you think about the way Luka's playing defensively now, you think about just the team as a whole. They pick it up. And I think it has really hit home for them, how they know if we play good defense, we're going to get easy shots on the other end. We're going to do a lot of things to make us successful. And I'm just loving the way they're playing defense collectively, not just one person. It's everybody.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Marcus Smart, because I think it started a while back, maybe a month or so ago. He was trying to inject that mentality into this team, diving on the floor, making steals against Gordon at half court, taking charges, and he's not afraid to take shots, even though he'll miss quite a few. He's not afraid of the moment.
Yeah, he got.
And I think he's got LeBron diving on the floor, a 41-year-old diving on the floor.
I had to rewind that.
So it's all Marcus Smart, man. He's really came with a defensive presence, defensive player of the year.
I thought it was the playoffs when I saw LeBron. I'm like, is this the playoffs? I'm like, but yeah, it's contagious, Allie. When you play good defense and you see guys hustling and you come back to that sideline and you yell at guys that we got to play better defense, it's a spark.
Is it role delineation? Is it health? What has changed from mid-December when they were 15-17 to where they are now, having won 9 of 10? What's the biggest difference for you?
Well, health is one, and I think that's a big thing that keeps them together. And I also think, that clutch defense that they're playing in the last 3 or 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, they've been very good at. They've expanded that from first quarter all the way into the fourth. So I think guys like Jake LaRavia, who's a really good defensive player. Guys like, Marcus Smart, who's we just talked about. Vanderbilt's not playing that much, but, they've had guys like, Ayton is starting to, alter shots and be a presence. So it's Hayes. So we have guys that are athletic and can play defense, and they're starting to connect on a consistent basis.
Yeah, one of the other things that's going to be noticed is, like, when you try to play a lot of guys, think about it. We've been known to play like 11, 12 guys. And let's be honest, if you want to get a really good rhythm as a player, you don't want to be coming in and out of lineup. I think that now JJ knows how healthy everybody is. He's kind of solidified his rotation, and the rotation has shortened, so guys are getting more minutes and they get a better rhythm. But the key about that is they have to stay out of foul trouble. And when they do that, they playing way better, because last game, you look at it, I think some guys played 40 minutes. That's a lot of minutes. So, and I think that's another thing that players love. Everybody always talk about load management, but players like to play. They want to get out there and keep playing because they're getting such a great rhythm.
Are we still talking about that? Load management? Is that still a thing? Because I agree with you.
Well,
I think that's changed a little bit, that players do want to.
They changed it from load management to pace now. It's talking about, the pace of the game. It's still the same thing to me.
Still the same thing.
Yeah,